in high definition. CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, 2012 is ending on a violent note in Philadelphia. Police say that a 27-year-old man was shot in the head in Cobbs Creek in broad daylight this morning. The community group Mothers in Charge is holding an anti-violence vigil at this hour in Center City. Our Jen Bernstein has more on today's shooting and violence overall in the city.
Police say a 27-year-old man is the latest victim of a gun crime in Philadelphia. It happened in the Cobbs Creek section of the city. He was shot in the head around 9:30 this morning on the sidewalk near Christian and South Cecil Streets. Neighbors say the man had a young child and lived with his mother just a few doors down. His death marks the city's 328th homicide of the year. That's 5 more than 2011.
It outrages us. It outrages us that the senseless violence continues. We re-enter our own experiences. We feel the pain of their parent.
Vernetta Berger is with Mothers in Charge, an advocacy group that strives to end senseless violence in the city. She says Thursday's homicide is another example of why the organization's mission is so important. Vernetta joined after her own experience losing her son, 19-year-old Solomon Montgomery. He was just mere months away from heading to Penn State. Solomon wanted to be a youth advocate.
He was murdered in the Nicetown section of Philadelphia on April 14, 2010. Yes, he was shot over 14 times. Senseless killing.
Doris Saunders is also a member. Her daughter, 18-year-old Shakia Saunders, was the victim of random gunfire 7 years ago.
She was just so friendly and outgoing, and she loved people. She loved to dance. The worst thing that could have ever happened to me already happened.
So what can be done? These mothers say education is key.
Education with the parents and education from the children of how to positively navigate through the culture of the streets.
These mothers say even if they save one child and parent from another senseless killing, their work is worth it. Jen Bernstein, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
This is NBC 10 News.
Happening now, a time of reflection and an evening of healing. A live look right now at a program in Center City, Philadelphia, to help families whose lives have been shattered by violence over this past year. The community support group Mothers in Charge is meeting with victims' relatives to mourn those killed in the city of Philadelphia. So far, there have been 327 homicides in Philadelphia this year. That's up by 3 compared to last year. And we still, of course, have a few more days left in 2012.
We have breaking news right now from South Philadelphia, where a double shooting has left one man dead.
That's right. Eyewitness News reporter Dre Clark is in Point Breeze, where investigators have found more than the victims.
The 2 victims were shot in the back of the head from close range.
Well done, Jeremy.
Philadelphia police say when they got to the scene, officers found the victim sitting in an SUV that was parked in the middle of the street with the engine still running.
They pronounced the driver dead at 2:12 a.m. from a single gunshot wound to the back of the head. The passenger was transported to the Hospital of University of Pennsylvania by 17th District Police. He's presently in extremely critical condition.
This morning's murder marks 329 homicides for the year in Philadelphia. It's 6 more homicides than in 2011, and there are still 3 days left in this year. Police say both shooting victims are in their 20s. Investigators say they have no suspects, no eyewitnesses, and no gun, but they may have a motive.
We did find some drugs inside the vehicle, so there's a possibility that the shooting could be drug related.
For now, it's another unsolved murder for police and another case of someone dying on Philly streets from gun violence. It's the kind of violence that brought a group of women together to form Mothers in Charge. The women are fighting to end senseless violence in Philadelphia. Last night, the group held their annual healing dinner. The dinner remembers the lives of those who died because of violence, and it's also a show of support for their loved ones who are left to grieve the losses.
They're very encouraged, and that's our goal, to encourage them that they can make it, they can survive, in spite of the awful pain that they live with every day after having a loved one murdered.
And that was Dre Clark reporting.